I let's yes, thank you. Good evening. How are we doing today? How has been the week from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and tomorrow is the last working day of the week. Even though some people work on Saturday, tomorrow is like the last working day of the week. How are we doing? I hope we're excited. Can we hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you are not that audible.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, all right. Good evening. Oh my background noises. All right, thank you very much. Trust we had a great day today. Thank you so much. I think our host for tonight is in person of Mr. Digital. Mr. Digital, you're the one hosting tonight, right?
I'm the one.
Okay, okay. All right, let me allow you. Let me allow you. So you're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Are we using this platform? I thought you are using YouTube.
For the hosts and speakers, they are joining from the studio, and this is the studio. So every other person, will join from YouTube.
Okay, okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Usman Adamu from the University of Abuja. Yeah, I'm a community moderator. Nice being here. Nice meeting everybody here too.
Good evening. Good evening. So I'll quickly get the speaker to shortly. I'll get the speaker shortly. So Mr. Adamo, you can take over.
Chief, get to me.
Hello, Mr. Osman. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, you can take over.
Okay. Um,
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Osman. You can turn off your mic. Thank you.
okay.
All right, can you hear me? Good evening, everybody. Trust we had a great day today. Our speaker for tonight. Our speaker for tonight. Okay, our speaker is all ready. Let me be sure that he's here. Okay, he's not here yet, but our speaker will be joining us shortly. And tonight's topic will be discussing about real estate financing and processes. You see, of course, we all know that real estate is not cheap. It is not what's it called, bread and akara. If I may, it is not bread and akara. It's basically not cheap, and directly or indirectly, we for you to be able to buy land, it means that you have a source of income. Exactly. So it means that you have a source of income. And sorry, let me confirm if our speaker is here with us. Let me confirm if he's here already. All right, so our speaker will be joining us shortly. So, like I said, real estate is not cheap, and because of that, we need to understand, you know, real estate financing. And when we talk about how you can get a property for yourself, and this knowledge is basically to help us know how to, speak to our clients, how you can advise them basically. Because if you don't know about financing, how would you be able to, talk to them to invest? How would you be able to convince them to invest in landed properties? So this knowledge is very, very important, because I believe that if you've been prospecting by now, you would have, people that are already asking you, oh, this is my earnings. I earn 500K monthly. I earn 200K monthly. How can I invest? I'm sure that we'll be having questions like that from time to time. And this knowledge that we're going to be learning tonight will help us be able to advise our clients. Because, like I always say, so long as you are a salesperson, you are also directly or indirectly a psychologist. You are also, a therapist. You are also a financial. I'm not saying you have to go deep though, you understand, but you basically need to have knowledge, background knowledge of these areas, so that you can advise your prospect. So while I was speaking, our speaker just joined us. Good evening, sir. You're welcome, sir. So I'll be bringing our speaker now on stage. So while he before he gets on stage, guys, let's go to the platform and tag our accountability partners, as our speaker will be speaking to us now. So let's tag and share the links as well to our friends, so they can be a part of this valuable, and impactful session tonight. Thank you very much, Mr. Shea. You are welcome, sir. So I'll be bringing him up now. Yes. Good evening, Mr. Shea. You're welcome.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, without wasting much of our time, I would want to start with our teaching. Hope you can all hear me very well.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Can we all hear me very well? Okay. Thank you. All right. So, I will start from where Nana stopped, and that's about you as a realtor determine how much you actually make per month. One thing that one thing being a sales rep or being a salesman, one of the advantage you have as a salesman is that you can determine how much you earn in a month. So, and it depends on how well you can put your efforts into it. So basically, one of the things that will actually help you to make sales is if you can actually, as a salesman, if you can actually have a plan on how much you plan to earn in a month. For example, now your plan is to earn minimum of 500,000 naira in a month. That means in a month, your strategy should be on how can you make 5 million naira sales in a month. Do we get? So if you can have this particular plan, you will know to what extent you are meant to work on. For example, you know how many clients to talk to, you know the numbers of parties to sell. Even if your parties will be making, even if your prospects will be making initial deposits, you will know how well you are, how the number of prospects you are going to speak to. So by the time you are getting initial deposits from, let's say, if you want to make 5 million naira now, you need to get initial deposit for 500,000, or let's say minimum of 500,000 naira. That means you need to get initial deposit of from 10 people, so you can make at least 500,000 naira in commission. Do we get what I'm trying to say? So are we following? Can we hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are with you, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. So that's one of the things. That's one of the things we need to understand when it comes to sales. So, but then let me actually first go to the prospect part of it. How to help your prospect to raise finances. How to help your prospect to be able to acquire properties easily, and it will also help you as a salesperson to be able to sell easily. So the first thing we need to understand is getting land is not is not that hard, depending on the location. Number one, you as a salesman, in order not to stress yourself, you need to identify your prospects. And I'm sure you might have been able to understand what prospecting is all about, how to get your customer target and likes and likes. So you must be able to, okay, you want someone that can be able to afford 5 million naira property, either the person paying once or paying installmentally. So you have to be able to understand, okay, what type of job would this person be doing? Where can I meet this person? So you wouldn't stress yourself too much talking to who you are not meant to be talking, like that is stressing yourself on who you are meant to be stressing yourself on. So those are part of the things you need to understand first. And the type of property to push to them also matters. But there are different type of prospects and this thing. But then let me emphasize more on the finances. We'll still be talking about the prospecting and everything. So one of the things I don't advise people to do, I don't advise people to save towards buying property. I'm so sure you have a lot of prospects that would have told you that, oh, I'm already saving to buy this property. One thing in Nigeria, in the Nigerian real estate market, is that property hardly depreciates in the Nigerian real estate market. It will be so hard to hear that a property depreciates. So one thing is so certain is that if you actually put your money, so if you're actually trying to save up to be able to afford a property, let me say in 6 months' time, that property would have like maximum, the value of the property would have gone up again. What you are saying saving towards will not work. So if you are selling to anybody, one of the first things you need to understand, even if the person does not have the money, emphasize more on initial deposits. Make them to understand the power of initial deposits. It is so important because by the time they are trying to save up, the property has gone up. But with initial deposits, and that's one of the things that will actually help you to sell easily too. If you tell the person, okay, probably the property is selling for 10 million naira, the initial deposit is maybe 1 million naira, and the person has about 2 million naira, the person is like, okay, let me save towards the 10 million naira. Tell the person, no, make the deposits, because by the time the property appreciates in the next few months, the person will be affected by it even before the person finish paying for the land. The value of the property has appreciated again. So people will be interested to actually do that. Do we get?
Yes,
So are we
sir.
following? Can we hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Can we
Can you
hear
hear
me?
me? Yes, yes. I can you hear me, sir?
Can
Can
we
you
hear
hear
me?
me? Hello. Yes, we can hear.
Are we still following? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so
Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Okay. I guess his network is fluctuating. Please, you can hear me. Just type hi in the comment section. If you can hear me, I want to be sure that it is not my network. If you can hear me, just say hi. To those joining us, thank you so much for joining. You're welcome. Okay, so our speaker is back. I guess Network.
Yes.
All right, all right. So I guess it was your network, sir. So
Yes,
thank
yes.
you
It was
very
my
much.
network. So, as I was saying, we can all hear me right now, right?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. So, as I was saying, let them understand that if they are trying to save up, it will never work. Because as they're trying to save up, the value of property is appreciating. So let them understand that, okay, this amount you have, use it as a deposit. So before the land appreciates, before the land appreciates more, during the period they're using to gather more money, you would have have your own land already. So you'll be affected by the new price increase. Do you get? So actually, that's one of the logic that actually works. And one of the reasons why that logic works is that, let me tell you something, and I used to emphasize on it everywhere, is that everyone is greedy, but it's the level of our greediness that differs. What I mean by everyone is greedy is that when we see an opportunity that of us getting more money with less stress and it is guaranteed, a lot of people want to put in more money into it. Even if it is okay, for example, now look at this Ponzi scheme that crashed recently, CBEX. So many people, in fact, including bankers that knows how the financial market works very well, put their money inside CBEX. Why? Because they had that it will double their money. Because they had that. One thing is that they know what they are doing is wrong. People actually purchase not because they are interested in what you are selling every time. Sometimes they buy through. Most times, people buy due because of their emotion, and they try to use their brain to put a logical balance to it, which is not even right. So people will be interested because they're okay. I've not finished paying for the land. The land is appreciating, and the land is genuine. So let me go. People really want to do that. So if you've not been using that method, please advise your prospects to use that method, and you see that you sell well. Do you get?
Yes, sir. We are with you.
So another way you can actually go around that also is, if you belong to a cooperative society, it will help you. Sincerely, some people don't actually know the advantage of being in a cooperative society. So what I mean by is this: if you actually have a prospect that probably is in probably has a job, and the job offers give them opportunity to be part of a cooperative and the likes. See, one thing about all these cooperatives is that if they're actually a very good member of the cooperative, that is, they know you as a trustworthy person with their funds and the likes, they are going to actually give you loan. They will give your prospect loan or whoever at a very, very low price, at a very, very low interest rate. Very, very low interest rates. So many people do not actually use this opportunity. For example, now, somebody wants to buy a land. Let's say land is still worth 10 million naira. And the rate on the loan is about, let's say, 10%. So that means the rate is about, at 10%, that's like 1 million naira. And the person, and sometimes interest rate is not even up to that. Like for some cooperative, the interest rate is not up to that. So at that 10%, they can even give the opportunity to spread their payments and the likes. But so many people they don't even use all these cooperative to their own this thing, because one thing is that before the end of 1 year, your land would have appreciated very well. In fact, up to minimum of 50% in a very good location. You could decide to sell the land back, pay off your loan, and you still have more money to actually buy into another land. But some people don't use that at all. And even the installment I spoke about, There are some properties that the interest, the installment, it is actually a very, very, very free interest rate. Very, very free interest rate. And another one, people hardly use this at all. And let me tell you, this actually exists very well. It actually exists very, 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 very well. But people hardly use it in Nigeria because they don't know about it. And that is the mortgage system. Presently, there is a mortgage system that is going on. And I think it's about the interest rates. I can't remember very well. But I think it's about 9 to 12%. One of my people was telling me around last 2 weeks that the government gave it out. But some people never know about the existence of this mortgage system. You can actually get this mortgage. For example, now they are giving a mortgage at around 9% to be able to buy. And one thing about mortgage system is that the minimum duration is 10 years for you to be able to pay the money back. They still give you up to 10 years. In fact, they give up to 20 years for you to be able to pay the loan they will give you back. But sometimes what they will just require you to do is just to make a 20% payment for whatever property you want to buy. And the government will take care, the mortgage, either the bank or the whoever is offering it, will take care of the remaining 80%. And that 80%, they will give you an interest rate of about, I think, 9 to 12%. I can't really remember the one that my friend told me that they're presently doing. So with that particular interest rate, you can spread your payment for up to 10 to 20 years. With that, won't you be able to own a lot of lands easily? But so many people did not actually know how to do that because they are not aware. Your prospect is not aware about it at all. That's why your prospect is not using that. Do we get?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hope we are actually understanding what I'm explaining.
Yes, sir, we are. Yes, sir.
So before I proceed, do we have any questions so far? Because I love the class being interactive, not just talking all the time. So I love like people asking questions, people talking. Then we make it lively, not just one man talking.
Okay, sir. What we do is that at the end of the class, people
At the
now
end of the class, they ask
yes,
questions.
questions. Yes, sir.
I just want it to be interactive. That's actually why. But then it's fine. It's fine. So let me continue. So that's one of the things I actually want us to do. Another thing is co-ownership. Co-ownership. You don't need to own 100%. You can own 20%. You can own 30%. Probably your prospect has friends, or probably you're even the one that you have friends that can come together. Let me consider to use my 10 million naira as example. For example, the land is 10 million naira. You can probably you have 2 million naira. You can get 4 other friends that have 2 million naira. The both of you come together to actually co-own the land. You have an agreement. The company also can help you to prepare, and the company are buying for help you prepare an agreement. Okay, we want to own this land together for a period of 5 years. For 5 years, we are not selling it, and at the end of 5 years, we are going to share. We are going to share our profits. Do we get? We are going to share our return and the likes. So, obviously, in this Nigerian real estate market, that 10 million naira in the space of 5 years could literally become about 50 to 80 million naira, depending on the location. When a very good location, it could easily become that. So that means your 20% is going to be worth something very important. Do you get? But so many people will not actually apply through that route because, like I said, people are greedy. They want everything for themselves most times. Try to partner together to own things. So you can advise your prospect if your prospect have people together. So you all can come together to co-own the property. Do we get? Do we get?
Yes, sir.
So that's actually another thing we need to understand. So in the world of real estate, it's not until you have the whole of 10 million naira before you start your ownership. You can start with co-ownership. You can start with installments. Aside from installment, you can start with your cooperative. You can own it through your cooperative system. You can own it through your mortgage. But don't let me deceive you. You can't really own too much through personal saving. Unless probably you want to save within 1 month, to be able to buy it within 1 month, before the property appreciates within 1 month, before the price increases within 1 month. So that's the only reason, that's the only way personal savings can help you. I'm not an advocate of personal savings to buy real estate, because the more you are trying to save, the more the property gets to appreciate. And most times when you are saving, you don't even get interest on your savings. Probably if you are using piggy vests. Do we get? Do we get?
Yes, sir. We're
Are we
with you,
following,
sir.
please? Okay. So that's like just the major ways to come. Like that's just the major ways for you to be able to finance real estate. So you can actually meet. See, there are times whereby, I don't advise this one. I don't advise this one. But then there are times that if you actually have, okay, the only way I can advise this one is that if you actually have a very stable source of income that actually gives you good money, I can advise you to go ahead and borrow money as commercial banks or private through family and friends, because one thing is that their interest rate is always very, very, very high. Do we get? So that's actually, but if you know, because one thing is that commercial bank, at least if you are going to be borrowing money from them, minimum return rate is about 30 to 35%. So that's why I don't advise you to do that. But if you know, okay, this property is going to, the return you're going to be getting from it is going to be so high. And one thing is that if you are buying property, your person is buying property, tell them to always zero their mind from selling the property within 1 year. You can't make the best return from a property if you are looking to buy the property and sell it within 1 year. This is real estate. That is the issue so many people are having. Patience. If you want to get the best return in real estate, wait for a minimum of 5 years. Wait for a minimum of 5 years. And let them understand that. Don't let them think that, okay, they go and borrow money from this place. They will go and buy land. Within 1 year, they will sell back. They will return the money they borrowed. They will still have profit with them. That's not the proper way to do real estate. Some people actually do that very well. But that's not the proper way to do real estate. Real estate gives you good money at long term, not short term. So if you can't think long term, don't do real estate. Do we get? Do we get?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, network logged me out. Yes, we can hear you. They won't be able to respond. They can only be able to respond via chat.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's actually basically the major ways for you to be able to acquire real estate easily. So now, you as a sales person, with this knowledge, how can you be able to pitch your real estate product easily to people? That is one of those I can advise you, that is positioning. In real estate, the way you position yourself will determine on how well you are going to make your sales. One thing is that if you are trying to sell a 10 million naira land, you can't start marketing to someone that earns 100,000 naira per month. So if you don't position yourself in the midst of people that can actually afford what you are selling, you won't actually be able to make the sales. You'll be frustrated. If you are selling land of 1 million naira and there's installment payment, it could still be easier for you to sell with one that earns between, let's say, depending on how the installment payment works, you can still sell to people that earn about 150 to 200,000 naira monthly, depending on how the installment payment works. So one thing is that what I used to advise every salesperson is, if you are trying to sell, normally we all know that in the real estate market, it takes an average of 90 days to sell to a total strange person. That is to sell to someone from world of entity. From taking someone from the world of entity, hope you all understand what word of entity means. Do we understand what word of entity means? Hi, Nana. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. We can hear
Do you
you.
understand what word of entity means? So I'm trying to ask. So that it takes an average. Let me just continue. It takes an average of 90 days to take a total stranger from world of entity into the client's face. That is, when you are meeting someone new, it takes an average of 90 days. So you as a source person, you position yourself well that someone will be able to buy from you. If you don't position yourself well for someone to be able to buy from you, you won't be able to do it. And how can you position yourself? How well do you try to meet new people? How well do you try to put yourself outside there? Do you get? So you see some people, they are trying to sell, but all their focus is their WhatsApp. They don't even have new people on their WhatsApp. And in fact, the people that they have on their WhatsApp is just 10% of them that can afford what they sell. And according to the rules of sales, that 10% would hardly buy from you. Out of the 10%, if you manage to sell, is that you sell to just one person. If you manage to sell out of 10%, you will only manage to sell to like about 1% to 2% of the 10%. So how well do you network? How do you position yourself? Which gathering do you go to? Which community do you belong to? So all these things matters if you truly want to sell. So those are part of the things you need to put into consideration as a salesperson. And one thing is that when it comes, because I believe we've been going through teachings daily, and one thing is that I saw the line of speakers, and one thing is that I'm so certain that you'd have learned a whole lot of things. You'd have learned a whole lot of things. But one thing is that all the teachings that you might have been listening to and the likes is just going to make you achieve 20% of your sales. What will actually make you to achieve 80% of your sales is when you put in action. See, let me tell you, so sales will frustrate you. Sales will literally frustrate you. But it's how well you're able to put in action into your sales. That's what's going to make you get your results. If you don't put enough action, let me tell you, you can't get results. You put in action for 1 month, 2 months, you are not getting results. Does not mean that you should stop. By God's grace, when I started my real estate journey, for the first 2 years, I did not make one single sales. But I didn't stop. But one of the reasons why I did not make one single sales is because I didn't put in actions. I wasn't making moves. I wasn't making enough moves. Who are the people that I know? How am I trying to reach new people? I believe most people here are in Abuja. One
Yes, sir.
thing, okay, thank you. So one thing is that means that you have access to go to some places to meet new people. Let me tell you something. This might sound strange, but let me tell you, it works so well. It will work so well if you could try it out. You could actually plan some days. All you just have to do, where are the major places apart from Sheraton? Where are the major places big people visit in Abuja? Not people that, because I believe in Abuja, I've heard stories in Abuja very well. People that actually pretend they have money and they don't actually have. They are just living fake life. But one thing is that one thing I'm so certain is that if you get some certain places, for example, Sheraton, for example, now, no matter how much they try to pretend, you still see 50% of people there who still have money. 50% of the people there will still be able to afford what you are selling. So if 50% of people in Sheraton can afford what you are trying to sell, why can't you place yourself within the circle of 50% that are Sheraton? Okay, Transcorp Hilton too. Thank you. Place yourself within that circle. How will you place yourself within that circle? Let me tell you. If you don't know how to network in life, you will end up as a slave in life. See, the greatest people in life are people that knows how well to use their network. Go and check every great people, every successful sales people. They are people that knows how to network very well. How do they do that? For example, now, let's take Transcorp Hilton for example. You could just decide in a day you want to go to Transcorp. So let me tell you something. All you might just buy might just be bottled water. If you know you can't afford to buy food, to buy probably something bigger, the bottled water, let's say maximum amount the bottled water might cost you at Transcorp might even be 5,000, but I guess it should be around 3,000. So let's just assume it is 5,000. Let me tell you, what you're trying to buy is not water. What you're trying to buy is time to network. So try to see it beyond bottled water and see it as a time to network with people. So what you're trying to do is that your 5,000 naira that you're using to buy bottled water, use it effectively. Meet with people. Oh, hi, this is what you do. Meet people, tell them what you do. If you don't talk, you won't be seen. You won't be known. People won't know you if you don't push yourself outside. So when you tell them what you do, you could exchange cards, exchange contacts, but ensure you also have your own card too. Because let me tell you, all these big people, they love card. Even if the card, they won't end up using it. They just love exchanging cards. They love it a lot. I don't know what they see in exchanging card. So have your card ready with you. Exchange contacts. And one thing is that let there be a follow-up. And one thing is that when you are networking with a total stranger, even you are as a salesperson, don't try to sell immediately. They don't know you. They could see you as a scammer. There are a lot of scammers in Nigeria. Don't try to sell immediately. Because, see, let me tell you, all these people you are trying to meet, or these people, if you are trying to sell to them immediately, one thing is that they are praying automatically, you push them back. That why should I buy? What if this person come and like? What you try to do is that once you collect the person save your, let sure that person save your contact. Find a way. Even if person does not save your number, chat up with the person. Oh, as a follow-up, oh, thanks, blah blah blah. You know how to compose the message. Once the person saves your contact, your status should be more of what you do, not more of memes. It should be more of what you do. So when you actually do this consistently, the more the person sees your, and what now that WhatsApp status works with algorithm. See, there are some people that they love snaps. So you could even use like they are young guys, you could work with snaps. These are there are like people that are not like that young, you work with WhatsApp. And one thing is that when you are posting more what you do, their WhatsApp is algorithm now. If you chat more with the person, your status will always show at the top. So what way can you do for the person, for instance, to stay at the top? Once the person posts, once in a while, comment something reasonable under the post if you think it's something you should comment on. See, there are sometimes that it's just laughing emoji. See, there are sometimes that it doesn't concern you. There are times that you might not even understand what they post. If you have to go and Google what they post to understand it, Google it. Let them see what you are trying to do is that you are trying to create a relationship with them. They don't know you yet, but the moment you start telling them, they will start okay. They will start having this feeling that they know you from somewhere. So the more they see your body, they'll start getting more interested. So after a while, you could then try to have a better conversation with them. You could do it online, you could do it physically. So you try to like sell to them. From there, they could even refer you to more people. So I'm just trying to like explain one of the strategies you could use as a salesperson to help boost your sales the more. Most especially around Abuja. Because whether we like it or not, whether people pretend in Abuja or not, there is money that is flowing massively in Abuja. And I can say it categorically that money flows well in Abuja than Lagos. Money flows well in Abuja than Lagos. But it flows within a circle. Lagos, money flows anywhere, any direction. But in Abuja, money flows within a specific direction. If you are not in that direction, it will be hard for you to make that money. So that's one of the things I want you to understand. So I'll be stopping here because of our time. I'll be stopping here. So if there's any question, I want us to ask our questions.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for that wonderful session.
Thank you so much.
I usually keep thoughts, and one of the highlights for me was where you talked about, intentionally connecting with people and not just exchanging cards. Of course, cards is, being, it's one of it. But then again, you talked about the intentionality, the follow up. And somebody was even saying something that if you even have a card now, can we hear me, please? Can we hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so somebody was even saying that if you have a card now, that you should use a barcode so that they can quickly just scan and it will take them to their page, because so many people are busy, and especially those high net individuals, right? So thank you so much for that session, sir. Thank you. We really gained so much. Personally,
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
of course, the fact that you said the money in Abuja is in one direction. So if you are not in that direction, you are lost. Thank you, sir. So the session is a recorded session because we do record it so that people that are not able to join live can listen to it later. That's part of the setting of this program for the 30 days sales marathon challenge. Thank you so much, sir. We are really grateful and honored to have you here. So now is the time for us to ask questions. Do we have questions so far in your sales? What has been happening? If you have any question, you can drop your question now. And if you don't, if you can also send it to my DM, and I'll send it to the speaker to respond. But I think by now we should, hear from the horse's mouth. So if you have your question, anything at all, and you even want to speak, I can bring you up on stage to speak. If you cannot type your question, you can come on board to speak. Just tell me in the comment section. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We are so grateful. So can you hear me, sir? Can
Can
we
hear
hear
you
me?
very well. I can hear you very well.
Okay. So if you have your question, guys, let's drop our question and let's appreciate our speaker for tonight. Let's appreciate him. Let's do that quickly. Thank you so much, sir. So sir, personally, I want to ask a question. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so my question is, you know, there are times when you go to an event to connect with some people. I've met some people in programs that have said, you know, okay, somebody's saying she doesn't have a question. Okay, so I've met some people at events, and you know, all these high net individuals that you'll be in the same room with them, but most of the times you are not even able to go close to them, right? So I've had situations where I'll just be like, you understand, let me just maybe follow them on social media. And social media is not always going to be easy because, you know, they have a lot of DMs to attend to, and maybe you have an opportunity to be seated in the same room with that person, and because there are so many people surrounding that person, you know, you are not able to have access to that person. Is it usually advisable to maybe get the contact of the person's PA, or get the contact of somebody that is close to the person? Because sometimes you are not even able to go close. I don't know if you get me, sir.
Yes, I understand what you're
Eh,
saying.
so in that kind of scenario, what advice would you give?
Okay, so this is how to solve that type of situation. For example, you want to meet someone, their PA is restricting you from seeing the person, but you have access to collect the PA's number, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So what you should do is that after collecting the PA's number, have a follow-up with the PA. You could say, "Oh, thank you so much for giving me your contact. I really do appreciate this, you know, all those type of this thing." Let the PA feel proud. See, one thing about human being is that our ego, we every human being has ego. And once people can feed your ego, you would really want to be much more attached with them. So first of all, feel the ego of whoever number you collect. Tell them thank you so much and the likes, and tell them that you like to have further conversations with them. And after that, leave it. You can actually go. The next time you could try to start relating to the person for like maybe a week. You could, if person that come in that post, you could comment on that stuff. And the person that does, if it's person that doesn't post, you could just enter the person's this on a random day, that, oh, that you really appreciate what probably the person that you said you wanted to meet, you really appreciate how well the person spoke and likes, and you truly love to learn more from them, that you love to book. Don't say you love to book an appointment. Tell them that you love to actually come to them to appreciate them with a token or with a gift. Tell them that you like to actually drop a gift with them. Do you get? See, let me tell you something. So I'm sorry, I'm so sorry because I know it's not the question that is here, but I would love to use a verse from the scripture. That particular verse said, "Your gifts shall make way for you." The gift of a man shall make way for him, shall open doors for him. So what that simply means is actually normal gifts, like gifts that you buy and give to someone. So let me tell you something. Every human being loves gifts, no matter how rich or how wealthy the person is. They love gifts. I don't think that nothing might could be too small. Just buy something good. Let's have a good packaging. Take it to the person. If you don't meet the person on the day of the appointment that you book, drop the gift and then tell the whoever you meet that you like to book a further appointment. Let me tell you, they will easily give an appointment to the person because there is a token that has gone ahead of you. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, yes, very true.
So if you see all these rich people very well, that they like giving gifts among themselves. In fact, if it is possible, probably the person is having an occasion, and you have a privilege to hear about the occasion, and probably if you could even ask the person like collected number that could you be present at that occasion, go for that occasion and buy a gift and give it to the person. If you should see all these wealthy people normally, look at even probably if a 10-year-old child of a wealthy man is doing wedding, you will see more of adults there than young children. More of adults, wealthy people like either the father's friend and the mother's friend. You see a lot of them. What they are trying to do is not just about this thing. They are trying to show, bringing themselves as number one, that okay, yeah, they care on them. So that when the person is thinking about those people that cares, those people that are with him or the likes, they would always come the person who always
Can we hear me?
yes,
Okay.
I can hear you. Do you understand?
Yes, yes, sir.
So that's actually basically one of the major ways you could go about it.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. You are absolutely correct. Like everybody loves gifts, and a way to win their hearts is by giving them a gift. I would have loved to share some experience, but because of time, we'll draw the curtain here. Thank you so much, Mr. Shea.
Thank God.
Grateful.
Thank God.
So if you have any
Thank you so much
questions
for the
to ask,
opportunity
you
too.
can send your question to me and I'll send it to our speaker. Thank you. So I want to give out an airtime this evening. I want to give out an airtime this evening. If you can hear me, I want to give out an airtime. So Mr. Shei, are you with us?
Okay, okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
okay, you can. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Or what did
So
you say?
I want to give the opportunity to. I want to give our speaker the opportunity to ask a question, and then anybody that responds before we call it
Okay,
a night.
you can ask the question. I don't really have any question prepared in my head.
Okay, so we have airtime up for grabs. So the question is, okay, based on how many types of financing did Mr. Shea mention so far? Like when he was talking about ways we can help, customers to acquire property, especially when they begin to ask us questions like that. So how many ways did he mention? If you want to respond, just say hi in the comment section and I'll bring you up on stage to use the mic. So who is going away with the airtime? Who is taking it? Can we hear me? Who wants to say something? You people don't want to collect airtime. Okay, so let me bring patience up. Uh, okay. Patience, join from the second link. Let me see if I can. Uh, okay, just send your response. Send your response. Can you type it? If you cannot type it, you can join from the second link. Can you hear me? Join via the second link. Patience. The link to join the studio.
I can leave right now.
Yes, yes, sorry. You can. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Good night, sir. All right. Good night. Bye. Thank you. Okay. All right. So, thank you guys so much. Thank you. All right. So, thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful night rest. Good night.